is the third in my series on my Excel spreadsheet. So far I have told you about how to sort, and I think I told you about how to freeze the panes so that if I go to the right, you can see I have things sliding under column I. So now N will disappear under I. I showed you my wish list and how I keep track of what I own and what I would like, and I have shown you how I keep track of what I have demonstrated. The next column over is the initial catalog. So when I'm putting a new item in that's brand new, I go ahead and put the year it was first introduced in a catalog. Sometimes you'll see a date in some of those special photopolymer stamps. I went back and tried to find the initial date for older items like the half-inch circle punch, and I went back to a catalog online. The catalog that I found that was from 2004 already had the half-inch circle punch, and it was not listed as something new, so most of those kind of products are just listed as 2004 or older. If you know the initial date, I'd love to have that. Next column in my spreadsheet is listed as lowest price. It is in gray, and I do not recommend that you type in this gray column, any of the gray columns, because I've got formulas. I don't know if I mentioned, if you click in a cell, for instance R10 here, you see up in this box in Excel, here it shows what the answer is, but here's the question or the math problem. I have a formula equals minimum of column E10, G10, and I10. For instance, that half-inch circle punch, the price that is in this column, so the half-inch circle punch is $6, and it will be $6 over here in column R. If you look at stamp sets though, I usually buy the clear mount, or I will buy the photopolymer stamp if that's available. And so in my computations, I have the lowest price listed. So in this case, for a dozen thoughts, it's listing the clear price. If it's a photopolymer, it will list the photopolymer. I needed to put this lowest price in because there is no price listed over here for age awareness or any of the ones that only come in photopolymer. So it's a way of figuring out what price is most likely going to be ordered. Now, I said that I would not recommend that you type in this box. I use this for calculating how much I will be ordering. So if I were to order, for instance, some blender pens, in the yellow column I would type 1, so I would be ordering one set of blender pens. It multiplies $10 times 1, and up in this box T1 it tells me the total of my order. It would not make sense, for instance, to order 4 blended bloom stamp sets. Maybe it would, but it's going to go ahead and multiply the price of that wood mount stamp that's $12 times 4. That equals 48 here, which so far with this random order I am ordering $152.25. Now the strange thing about that, do I have a stamp set that's, if I were to add a stamp set here, I'm going to order Boys Will Be Boys, and I'm going to put 1 there. It is entering the clear mount price. Now if I wanted to buy that particular stamp set in wood mount, I would go ahead and type in this R133 the price of the wood mount set, and so it can go ahead and calculate the correct price. If I want to undo that, and you can see up in this formula box that instead of a formula it says 25. If I wanted to change that back, I can just drag this formula down and it goes back to the clear mount price. So you can go ahead and type in here if you're going to order a wood mount and you want this to calculate the correct price. Down at the very bottom of the list, I scroll all the way down to the bottom. If I were going to be ordering for a party and I don't have a hostess, maybe I'm acting as my own hostess, and I want to calculate the party total, I'm going to put in this box the party sum. So maybe my customers have already ordered $150 worth of products. And so now the total in T1 is my own personal order and the party sum. So then it starts calculating up here my hostess. In W1 it's calculating my hostess bucks. Way over here in D, Z, these prices, this formula is the sum of the party, and EA says if the sum of the party is over $150, so this is US dollars, then you're going to get a 10% hostess bucks. EB says if that price is over $300, you're going to get a 12% hostess bucks. EC says if it's over $450, you're going to get a 14% hostess bucks. And ED says if it's over $600, you're going to get a 16%. And then this EE one is the maximum of, so whatever hostess bucks you have earned will be the maximum. And so it's going to take that number, that figure, and put it over here in W1. And then you can put in your hostess, in your host order in U, and then that will start totaling your host order up. And so you want to get this number as close as you can to the W1 so that you can plan your host bucks.